Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Maryam. In my hands right now, I am holding two Tarte Shape Tapes, the original iconic one that I love so much, and the new ultra creamy version that's supposed to be infused with some beneficial skincare ingredients, and basically it's supposed to be a little bit more moisturizing for the delicate under eye area. Now, I am a huge fan of the original because I am very oily and I like this formulation, it works for me, but in today's video, I'm gonna put these two to the test. I am going to wear them both, I'm gonna see what the differences are, and I'm gonna put them through a wear test just to see which one wins it at the end of the day. I'm really curious. I have my money on the original, but I know a lot of people think that this one is a little too drying, so we will find out in this video what the verdict is. Be sure to watch until the end of the video to find out. And with that said, I am going to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now I am done with this intro and I am ready to proceed. Who wins it? Tarte Shape Tape the original or ultra creamy? Ding 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 ding. I don't know. Anyway. All right, so Tarte has a new version of their iconic Shape Tape. This one is called Ultra Creamy, and it is apparently formulated with some skin-loving ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, prickly pear, ginseng, vegan squalane, which is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, mango butter, avocado butter, shea butter, raspberry ketone. This helps increase skin's firmness, plus meadowsweet, which contains salicylic acid, which acts as an inflammatory. So just like the original Shape Tape, this one is not supposed to be settling into your fine lines, especially under the eyes or around your crow's feet. Doesn't look or feel dry or cakey. Under eyes look smoother, skin looks smoother. So it has all of those blurring and smoothing properties just like the original. Now, before I even test out both of these Shape Tapes and compare them to each other, I have to tell you, the original Shape Tape, the iconic one, is my absolute favorite concealer of all time, period. It is the Queen Mothership, and I am obsessed with it. I use it all the time, practically every day, every time I wear makeup. It's just like the most trusty concealer out there. I love the fact that it does not crease under my eye, it brightens if I want to brighten, or it covers up any of my imperfections. It's great. I even sometimes wear it as a foundation. I know there's like a Shape Tape foundation. I don't really love that one. I do like the concealer, but the original Shape Tape I do like to wear as like an all over product, all over my face, because the formula is just so great for me. Now, if you're new to my channel, I must tell you about my skin type. I am very oily. I'm also acne prone, so I suffer from occasional breakouts. I also suffer from some enlarged pores because of the oils. I don't really have any dryness, or I don't have any wrinkles under the eye, or any like super excessive bags, anything that I really need to cover up heavily. But I do like my concealer to be flat and matte and brightening and just smooth, you know? All right, so both of these are $27. So the original one is $27, the new one is $27. They're available at Ulta. The shade that I have here from the new Ultra Creamy Concealer is 35N medium. Now, I am someone who is known to use different shades of Shape Tape. I like the light medium for brightening. I like the medium for all over. I even have the original medium, which I'm not even sure if it leans neutral or whether it leans warm. Basically, these are the four that I use, and they're all different shades. They're all like different undertones. And so I went into my stash and I wanted to find the exact match to this 35N, and looks like this fancy one, I think this is from like a holiday collection, is the only 35N medium that I have. So I'm gonna compare the shades just to make sure that they're identical. So here is the original, here is the Ultra Creamy. Looks like the original is a pinch lighter, but honestly, maybe it's just my imagination. I'm just gonna assume that they're the same shade. All right, so before I compare these two to each other, I'm actually just gonna quickly apply my face base, and I am gonna be doing a wear test, so I wanna just make sure I look as good as possible for the rest of the day. Just gonna apply my Essence My Skin Perfector Tinted Primer in the shade 30 Medium Beige. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty foundation brush to spread it across, just to smooth out my base, my forehead, my porous zones. Then for my foundation today, I'm gonna be using my Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Fluid Powder Foundation. This one is a fave. I do have a review on this one in case you're interested. Reason why I like this one is because I think this is probably the most mask-friendly foundation out there. And today, Lee and I are going on a little date. We're going to a museum, so we're gonna be out all day, and I just need my foundation to stay put all day. It's probably also the best foundation for oily skin types like mine. It's not full coverage though, so I'm just gonna give it like a nice light layer. But my skin is on the good side, so I don't really think I need a crazy amount of foundation today. Just a nice even face base. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. So now I am going to designate this side as the new Tarte Shape Tape, the ultra creamy side. Again, using that shade 35N medium. So not a shade that I like to brighten with, but it's actually my concealer shade for the summer. But you can see how close it is to my actual skin tone. So I'm just gonna use it to cover up any spots, any imperfections, and basically also lift and cover the under eye area. And then for the other side of the face, I'm gonna use the original Shape Tape. Oddly enough, the formulation feels exactly the same upon application, but I do wanna allow both of these products to kind of sit on the face, especially on the under eye, and I want to see what happens after a few seconds. I am gonna blend everything out. I'm gonna use the Tarte sponge to blend out the new concealer. This really doesn't feel foreign to me. This feels very, very familiar. All right, then I'm gonna use the other side of the sponge to blend out the other side of the original Shape Tape. Now, I think the reason why they made this second version of Shape Tape is because a lot of people with dry skin were complaining that the original Shape Tape was just too drying in the under eye, which, to be honest, I can't really speak on that. I am not a dry skin type. I don't really have that issue whatsoever. In fact, for me, the original Shape Tape formulation was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. I actually wanted it in a foundation, just like the same exact product, the same formulation, but in a much bigger tube. So going into this review, I'm almost expecting to be disappointed with this new ultra creamy concealer. I'm afraid this one is just gonna start creasing on me, especially around the nose area, especially in the under eye. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this section here. I mean, really, truly, it does not feel different. I feel like I'm blending out the same exact product. So interesting. I am noticing a little bit of creasing right here around the nose. You see that? It's not really so much happening on this side. I mean, it is a little bit, but not as much as here. All right, I am gonna go back in with the sponge, blend out this eye, switch sides, blend out the other side. Ah, okay, so now finally I am witnessing the first difference. This new concealer, the ultra creamy version, is not as pore perfecting as the original. For the purpose of this video, I actually went ahead and brought down the concealer all the way to my pore zone here. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I can definitely tell in my mirror that this is very pore friendly on me. It's not really emphasizing anything. It's not really making me look too bumpy or anything like that. Whereas on this side, just like a little bit more roughness happening. Do you see it? Or am I bugging? As far as the under eye is concerned, neither one is creasing. But I am just gonna gently buff out my lower lash line on both sides, just because I don't like to have too much concealer too close to the lash line. All right, at this point, I'm gonna set both sides. I'm gonna use my Dragun Beauty translucent setting powder. I'm gonna set this side first. Also gonna set the pore zone. And then I'm quickly gonna set this side, just like that. For the rest of the face, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish micro powder in shade number 2. Oh no, I have cat hair in my eye. Set my forehead, just lightly, not too heavily. All right, I'm gonna use this JACLYN Hill bronzer and blush duo in the shade Pink Me Up and Oh Honey. This is actually a pinch light for me, but that's fine. I'm just gonna run with it. I'm just gonna warm up, bronze up my face, round out my forehead a little bit, just like that, and then add a bit of blush. I have just a little bit of peeling happening right here from retinol, I think. Not a huge deal or anything, but I just don't want you to think that this is caused by any of the products that I'm wearing. They're not rolling into each other. They're not pilling or anything like that. This is just me. And now it's time to observe the skin up close and personal. You ready? All right, here we go. So this side right here is the new ultra creamy Shape Tape side. I feel like you can still see my freckles under my eyes. You can even kind of see some of the darkness. Whereas on this side of the face, I feel like the complexion is just a little bit more flawless. I don't know, maybe it's just me and my imagination, but kind of how it's seeming to me at first glance. Anyway, here it is. I do see though in my mirror that the coverage on this side of the face isn't as good as on this side of the face. I can definitely still see like a dark little outline under my eye, whereas here it's a little bit more blended out. Do you see that, or is it just me? Well, in any case, this is the face. I'm gonna apply some more makeup, and I am going to be back with that wear test. I have a really, really long day ahead of me, so this is gonna be a minimum of an 8-hour wear test. So let's see how it goes, and let's cue in some of that good old time warping music to see which one wins, the original or the ultra creamy. I am back. It has been a really, really long day. Lee and I went out for the day. We went to the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art here in New York City. We had some drinks, we had some food. It was basically a 10-hour wear test. It was a really beautiful day, but the day was really windy, so I literally have a whole bunch of crap on my face that got stuck under my mask, so I definitely need to wash my face. But this portion of the video is not about that, is it? We are talking about the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, the Ultra Creamy versus the original. Here we have the Ultra Creamy on this eye after 10 hours of wear. And here we have the original Shape Tape on this eye after 10 hours of wear. Can you see a difference? Because I can't and I don't. I really don't see the difference between either of the eyes. There's absolutely no creasing with either one. Both look pretty flawless as a concealer could look at the end of a day. I mean, the rest of my face is looking just a little bit disheveled given the fact that I was wearing my mask, but I was wearing one of my favorite foundations, which is the Bobbi Brown Liquid to Powder Foundation, which still honestly looks so damn good, but this video is not about that. I do have a separate video on that foundation, so you could check that out. Let's go back to the concealer. Tarte Ultra Creamy on this side looks really good under my eye. There's no creasing at all, like I said. Plus the fact that it has some skin beneficial or skin loving ingredients is a plus. I like that. And I'm gonna continue using this because guess what? I have another bottle of my favorite concealer, and this one apparently has some skincare benefits. So love that. I'm also gonna continue using my original Shape Tape because guess what? It looks so damn good. And if it ain't broke, why do I gotta fix it? That's just me. But anyway, if you are someone who has drier skin than I do, perhaps the Ultra Creamy Concealer is the one for you. Perhaps this is something that might be beneficial in your case, although in my case, I really don't see an actual physical difference on me. That is my verdict. That is my story. I'm going to end this video on this very positive note. I love me some Tarte Shape Tape, and I love me some Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. I love them both. That's just that. All right, you guys, I will see you in my next video. I love you so, so much. Do check out some of my other videos right here for more reviews, for more tips, for more me, for you. Love you. See you in the next one. Mwah.